I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's terrible.
Let's make a Facebook post. I'm going to make a Facebook post. You want to go ahead and start it?
Yeah, let's start it.
Welcome back to Murder with the Missus. I'm Darren.
I'm Amy.
And this is Haley.
So weird. Today we're going to do the case of Rita Gutierrez-Garcia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Check out the description for the links of all of our podcast platforms, Cash App, and Buy Me a Coffee. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the live, everybody. And tonight, is it St. Patrick's Day?
Not today. No. That's Monday.
Okay. Well, either way, we're going to celebrate St. Patty's Day. So for St. Patty's Day, we're going to do 5 drawings. Well, not really drawings. They're going to be spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Yep. So everybody that knows about the spin the wheel, the more entries. So whenever you guys went and liked and subscribed to our channels and then commented Clover, Shamrock, or gave me a Clover, Shamrock, whatever, and GIF meme, whatever it was. Some people actually pointed at Clovers, and I thought that was pretty funny. And, or even just type the word Clover. They got an entry to win. So
there we are.
And we're doing 5 $50 either Cash App, or we'll figure out like a gift card or something. But Either way, we'll get you the money.
I'm adding one more. Sorry. Got him. Okay.
So today we are talking about Rita Gutierrez.
Oh my.
Gutierrez Garcia.
Yes.
I got the last one.
You did.
Sorry for butchering the other one. That's why she usually says it.
Yes. Now, this is a case I chose to do for St. Patrick's Day. Like I said, it happened on St. Patrick's Day, so it's fitting. And I feel like it's a very valid warning episode, because if you plan to go out, not just this weekend, but ever, just no man left behind. Okay? This isn't to blame anyone. It's just a good rule to have. You go together, you leave together. Safety first. And think about the missing girl in the Dominican Republic right now. She's literally left alone by her friends and was never seen again. And that's like literally happening right now. And it happens. So stick together. Make sure all your people get home safe. And this is also a trigger warning episode, because there is talk of partner violence, self-harm, and sexual assault. So mental safety first too. Double safety. Right?
Right. Sorry.
It's just me now. I'm
trying to do a post on Facebook to let everybody know, hey, we're live and everything. So sometimes people, they comment and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to be on there. And then they forget. So I'm just going to make a post.
Me, if I wasn't hosting it, I wouldn't be here.
But tonight, since Haley's on here, she is going to be
Darren.
Amy is going to be going back and forth with Haley. I'll chime in here and there, but I'm going to be mostly watching the comments and everything. So
I'm the father.
Making your deal, you can't refuse.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible. I'm sorry.
It was horrible.
Now, Rita is described as smart, kind, funny, thoughtful, and nurturing. She liked to look nice, always doing her hair and her makeup, getting her nails done. She loved a Snapchat filter. And she did get married and start having kids very young. She would have 3 boys with her husband, Royce, but they didn't have a good relationship. It was a very violent relationship. He would put hands on her a lot. And once he held his hand over her mouth and nose so that she couldn't breathe, and then continued to beat her. Now, luckily, she managed to quietly text her mom to call 911, and she did. So Royce was arrested, and Rita filed for divorce and a protective order. Always get them, ladies and men. Anyone who needs them. Royce, of course, violated the protective order and was then deported back to Mexico. So, he gone.
Good. Get his ass away from her and the boys.
Exactly.
There you go.
She was fine. Take him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, financially, she was now a struggling single mother in her 30s. Luckily, by everything I've seen, she has a pretty good support system. Plus, she comes from a family of very strong women. Rita would work 2 jobs usually after the divorce, and she made it to the point where she could buy her first car, and she went big. She got herself a Mercedes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, first car, I'll take the shiny one right over there.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom thought that maybe she could have went a little more economical, but Rita was very happy, so she got the support she needed. She was even in school to be a paralegal and was graduating in May, so things were looking up. She was dating again eventually and was seeing a man named David. Now they were on again, off again, and in March of 2018, they were off again. But according to David, she didn't exactly tell him that they broke up. So he was drinking, and then he said some shit, and Rita just left and blocked his number. So I was like, good for her. Don't play into the bullshit. Just move along.
Mm-hmm.
Now skip ahead 2 weeks later, and it's St. Patrick's Day, March 17th of 2018. 34-year-old Rita was planning on going to a few bars with friends and family that night.
Okay, celebrating.
Mm-hmm. Now that day, David had emailed her. He wanted to get back together, and he was begging her, please just talk to me. And she responded, my heart is tired. I hope you find someone who can change you and make you happy. God knows I tried. I was like, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she was done, and she's not going to let that kill her vibe. That night, she rode to downtown Longmont, Colorado with her half-brother to meet up with everyone, and they were hitting the bars on Main Street. They went to Speakeasy and then Breakers and finished the night at Threes. At the end of the night, people are leaving and meandering around as they do, and Rita's in the parking lot behind the bar. She's talking on the phone. She tells the people that she was with that she was getting a ride from someone else, so everyone that she was with at the time left. The next day, Rita wasn't home. Everyone was like, okay, she must have gone home with another family member or even maybe talked to David and was with him. Her sister Nicole is getting ready to have a baby boy, so she's having a baby shower that day. She's not going to miss that baby shower. In several interviews, her sisters and mom says that they are all soulmates, so they're very close. So they knew that she would show up for that.
But she missed it, didn't she?
She missed it. Yeah. Red flag.
Yeah.
And that's when the real worry started to set in. They'd been calling, going by the house, calling her friends, and they weren't able to find her. Now it's setting in that something is really wrong here. The next day was Monday, so Rita's mom took the boys to school and then went over to David's mom's house. David wasn't there, so his mom called him and he said that he hadn't heard from Rita since they emailed back and forth that Saturday. After getting the boys from school, one of them had a recital. So there's another thing. She's not going to miss that. She's definitely going to show up for that. But she missed it. And they had to call around to the hospitals and all these places like you do when someone is missing. Her phone is still going to voicemail, so they're not getting anywhere. So they called the police. Now, I don't want to keep stopping the story like every 2 seconds. So we're going to stop at intervals to do the drawing, and I think we're going to do one now.
Ooh.
So we'll go ahead and draw 2 winners right now.
Okay.
Haley is our wheel spinner.
I get to do the wheel.
She's our Vanna White. Do you know who Vanna White is?
I do, yes.
Just checking.
Except I'm not like hitting. Never mind.
Yeah,
Do I just tap it? Hang on.
just tap it.
Should I?
Just
Ooh.
Ooh, it's a wheel.
A wheel.
If you
Lots of
tap it, it'll
colors.
spin and then it'll land on a name and put the name on the screen so you can show them.
Oh, okay. Is
Mhm.
there a good?
We're going live on Facebook too.
There you go.
So
Spin that wheel.
that way
Wheel.
we can spin the wheel and we'll announce it on here. We'll announce it on Facebook. The first winner is, what's the name?
Oh, it's split. Oh no, Lisa,
Hey, yo.
the first
right.
winner.
Now make sure you hit remove so
Remove.
it takes, yeah.
So
Sorry,
Lisa is our first winner.
Number one.
So
Lisa got that money.
Mm-hmm.
if you've seen this right here, you are our first winner.
Yeah.
So make sure that you send us your Cash App and I will send it right over to you.
And here's the thing. I know for a fact she's entered multiple times, so she could win again.
Yep.
That was the whole point.
Okay, are you ready?
Right? Are we doing it that way?
No, it's one per winner.
I think we did talk about that. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, she's
All right.
a little off on that
Lisa's
one.
done.
One per winner, but
Hang on,
they
let's
get.
hear.
So what we did was we entered your name multiple times. However many times that you entered to win, we put your name on that wheel that many times. But it's only one winner per.
That's right. One,
Per
yeah.
deal. It just makes it fair.
That's my bad. We had a whole conversation about that. All right, spin again.
Next. Okay, I'm so ready. Sorry, I was looking at the pretty colors.
Golly.
Okay.
All right, now our next winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. Hang on now.
Oh,
The name ain't on there
It's
yet.
going to pop up.
There it is.
oh, look at that.
Vile
Deeds.
Vile Deeds.
Vile Deeds. You
50
you are our
bucks.
next winner.
That's a name.
Yep.
Anyone put people's real names?
He's actually follows us on TikTok, so
Mm-hmm. We'll
I
let him
will,
know.
Cool.
I will let him know on TikTok that he is the next winner.
Ayo.
Yay!
So-
Snaps.
Fantastic. Do you have a
Alright.
pen? And I'll keep track of these. Can I get a pen and I can keep track of these?
Do I have?
Talking to
Yes.
you? Yep. The guy.
I
with the-
don't have a pen.
It's got like 6 desks.
I got just a few desks, but anyway.
Just a few.
Stick-o.
All right. We got Lisa. And
So do you want me to
Vile
keep
Deeds.
this? You want me to keep this live?
If you want to,
All right.
just set your phone up and we'll talk to them too.
I'm gonna set the phone up right here.
All right. We're going to remove him.
So now
Oh.
we're live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube.
Yes. And if you won, if we called your name, or if you win the next couple of drawings, you can email us or message us on Facebook. Give us your cash tag if you want your money sent by Cash App, or email us at dna.truecrime@gmail.com if you want it by electronic gift card, or you can also Cash App us there or give us your Cash App. Cool? Cool.
All right. So
Now,
go
what are
ahead.
you doing?
Just putting first winner, Lisa.
Oh, nice. Put it in the chat.
So I think on Lisa.
We should have had some music.
I know. Go, Lisa. Go, Vile.
Go Vile. Get it, Vile.
Get it, Vile.
All right, let's get back to the story. So they've called the police because they can't find Rita. And this is how one of the good ones, Detective Cody Clark, got involved. And he hit the ground running. She was last seen in the very early hours of Sunday morning after leaving the bar. So now, by this point, they're getting dangerously close to that 48-hour mark. And all of us know that the first 48 are critical. There's no surveillance of that parking lot that she was last seen in. So they have to pull the inside surveillance and footage from everywhere around there. All the other bars and businesses on St. Patrick's Day weekend with a quadrillion people out celebrating.
Yeah, that's a lot of footage and a lot of people.
A lot. It's going to take a minute. Now, they get a hold of some people that she had some problems with. We've already talked about them. That would be her ex-husband, Royce. They called him, but the majority of conversations between him and Rita were just about the boys. They didn't talk about anything personal or anything. I mean, I doubt they even talked about the weather. It was all
Right.
about the kids. And he was still in Mexico. So when he got deported, they found nothing to show that he had even been back in the States since then. They do get a hold of David, and he is less than cooperative. He tells them about the emails on Saturday, but when they asked him to send over the emails so that they can look at them, David says, no, I'm not going to do that. So Detective Cody decided a face-to-face meeting might be a better way to go. And then David had a different story. So on the phone, he was all, nope, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But then when they got him in face, like face-to-face, different story. David even gave him his DNA at that point. They gave him a polygraph, but he was so upset that the results were inconclusive. He would end up taking 5 tests in 2 hours, and they couldn't get anything from any of them. He was that upset. And that's because they are stress tests. We've talked about that before. Polygraphs are based on your emotions, and what's going on mentally and what you're physically, doing at the time because of how emotional you are. So it's very hard. It's not really a lie detector. It's just, is he stressed? Yep. That's pretty much all they do.
Pretty much all they do, huh?
Yeah. And David did have an alibi. He had been at home with his mom on Saturday night. So the family had to do a press conference. They're on TV. They're talking to everybody that'll listen. And I know that's got to be hard. And by the looks of things, it was very hard for them. But it's important to show the public that these people are affected. It's everybody. It affects a whole community when something like this happens. And they need to let people know that there's people out there looking for their person. This is not, somebody that's disposable. Nobody's disposable. So they're putting a face to this because a lot of times we see stories where people are kidnapped or something and they'll tell you, we watched the news coverage of my disappearance with my attacker. You know what I mean? So it's very important. They had searched rivers, ponds, mountains, all around the area. They were offering a $10,000 reward. They're telling people things that are personal to her. So, trying to humanize her. She liked to cook. She liked to listen to music. She liked to jog in the park in the morning. And all importantly, what she was last seen wearing. She was last wearing a black long sleeve dress with a green jacket and black boots. They're letting them know that she is loved and that she is missed and she needs to come home. So they're doing all the things that they can. And one day, another cop drops the file on Detective Cody's lap. She thinks that her case might be related to Rita's case.
Another missing woman?
Yeah.
Not missing.
Not missing?
Very present.
Oh.
And with a very sad but somewhat similar story.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm. So they had just too many coincidences. So Cody went ahead and took a look at the file. Now we're going to call this victim KK. Her story is from Thanksgiving, so about 4 months before Rita disappeared. KK had been at one of the same bars as Rita, the Speakeasy. And she was with a group of friends and family after Thanksgiving dinner, just, as you do. Get having a little drink after having to deal with your family. And there was a guy there that she met who was like a friend of a friend, it sounds like. She had never met him before, but she did meet him at the bar that night with the same group. Now, after leaving the bar, they go to a nearby house for an after party. And at the house, KK starts feeling funny. She's nauseous. She's confused. And her cell phone is dead, so she can't call a friend to come and pick her up. So she goes and finds a plug and gets her phone to start charging. But she feels very terrible. So she leaves her phone and she goes outside to get some air. And she says everything at this point is kind of a blur. Like she knew she hadn't had that much to drink. So she was trying to understand why she felt so intoxicated.
Right.
Now, when she went outside, that friend of a friend that she had met at the bar came out. And he brings her her phone and her purse, telling her that they have to leave. Something bad was happening inside the house. I saw one report that said he told her they were doing drugs in there, and so they had to go. Now, this scared her, but she couldn't walk on her own. So he puts his arm around her waist and they walk away. They come to a house and he tells her that he needs to go inside to get some cigarettes and she can go ahead and charge her phone a little bit while they're there so she can call for that ride. This is a house that he stays in, but when he goes inside, he takes her upstairs to a bedroom because he's only renting a room in this house, not the whole house.
Run.
Run.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she wished she could, but she couldn't. She couldn't even walk on her own. And he's basically shoving her into this room, like he's herding her into this room. Once he gets her in there, he throws her on the bed and starts choking her. She loses consciousness and he slaps her awake. Now, he does this over and over. But one time she wakes up and realizes that all of her clothes are gone. Now, he laughs in her face and tells her that he's going to kill her. And there are varying versions of what happens next. One report said that she urinated on herself, which caught him off guard. One says that she said she had to go to the bathroom, but he was watching her from the door and she said, "I can't go if you're going to look at me." And when he turned around, she took off. And one version is that he just turned his back on her at some point and she took off running. Either way, she ran. She went down the stairs, screaming, banging on the walls as she was going. She ran to the front door and realized it was locked. Now, when she turned to look for another exit, she sees eyes on her. There was a man, a woman, and some kids in the living room, just staring at her. She's flipping out, and don't forget, she's completely naked. So she's like, what the hell is happening? Now, the man that was in the living room gave her a shirt to wear and gave her a ride home. Almost. About 4 blocks from her mom's house, he stopped at a stoplight and she jumped out of the truck and ran the rest of the way home. Her mom called the cops and they took her to the hospital. Her eyes had hemorrhaged from the choking. She had marks on her neck, of course, bruises on her arms and her legs. They did a rape kit. And then the police went to the party house. And guess what? They had surveillance cameras.
Of course.
So they see the man come outside and give KK her phone, and then they walk away. So story matches. The footage inside the house shows KK put her phone on the charger, and then that man immediately went and unplugged it, like as soon as she walked off. Now, the police recognized this man. He had been part of their Explorer program back in the day. I don't know if you remember, but we talked about the Explorer programs in the Sandra Birchmore case.
Yeah.
That's the program for people interested in law enforcement to learn what they do. But this guy, Juan Figueroa, had been part of their program, and they remembered him because he got kicked out for stealing a taser.
Oh, wow.
So when they see his face on there, they're like, is that Juan?
We know him.
That's Juan. He stole our
That's Juan.
taser. Wow. And it seems he may have been more interested in like their weapons than the day-to-day of being a cop. They also got a call from the lady from the living room. Remember her in there with her kids?
Mm-hmm.
She called the cops and was like, hey, a lady ran down my stairs last night and she was naked. So this is Juan's landlord. And when the cops got to the house, of course, Juan was gone. He wasn't exactly laying low, though. He was on a campaign. He was telling anyone and everyone that he and KK had consensual sex. That after they hooked up, she was worried about her ex-boyfriend finding out, so she cried rape. And people believed him. So now KK's a liar, a whore. She's being called all kinds of things. She's getting death threats. She ended up taking a bottle of pills and cutting her wrists. She did not die. She was found and taken care of, but she refused to leave her house after that. She wouldn't go to the store because Juan was still out there, and she was scared that he would try to finish what he started. And this all gives Detective Cody a new lead to track down. He takes a picture of Juan to the people who were with Rita that night, and they recognize him. He had hit on Rita around 1:30 a.m. and got turned down. Now, the friends told him to leave her alone, and he did. No big deal, right? Except they also remember seeing him in the parking lot when they were all leaving. Remember, there's no cameras in the parking lot, but they do have footage from inside the bar.
There's usually like cameras somewhere, always, nowadays.
People's hands, people's pockets, people's cars.
ATMs.
Everywhere has a camera. Everybody has a Ring
Yeah.
camera. You can't even go by somebody's house without getting caught on footage.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Keep that in mind, criminals.
Criminals.
You're never alone.
Juan.
Criminal.
Sorry.
Juan. Now, footage shows that Juan came
My
into
name
the
is
bar.
Juan.
I knew that was coming at some point. Footage shows that Juan came into the bar about 20 minutes after Rita did. Now, at 1:52 a.m., Rita leaves the bar, and Juan tries to wave at her. Like, they can see him over in, like, the corner of the screen trying to wave, and Rita just ignores him and goes ahead and leaves the bar. A minute later, you see Juan walk out that same door. Now, since they can't see what happens next, remember, because they don't have any cameras outside, they went to the cell phone data. See, so if you're not on camera, you're still being tracked. Her phone shows that it went a few blocks to the north of that parking lot and then was still for about 20 minutes or so. So they look at surveillance in that area at the time, and they see a white 2-door construction truck with orange marker lights on top, and one of the lights was out. So now it's got a distinguishing feature. Now at 3:03 a.m., her phone moves fast, like it's in a vehicle, definitely not walking pace. And they can pretty much follow her phone data and line up that white truck in the same areas at the same times. So They know that her phone is in that truck. Then at 3:07, Rita's phone called 911. But the operator that got on the line said that there was nobody on the other end. So, per protocol, 911 called back twice, but got no answer. Now, they tried to get a location from the phone then, but the phone had been turned off.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. But now that they know all this information, they need to talk to Juan. So I think we'll stop right here too. We'll stop right here
And draw a couple
and
more
draw a
names.
couple more winners before we get into
And
some
just
more.
so everybody knows, today's drawings are brought to you by My Laundry Solutions.
Yes.
They're the ones that provided us with the funds to do this drawing, or to do the drawings. So, thank you to My Laundry Solutions.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
So,
All
It's
right,
wheel
Vanna,
time.
get your wheel.
spin that wheel.
I'm ready. It takes so long to actually stop. I just get so excited. It's Diana.
Diana.
Hey, Diana,
Diana.
you are the winner.
Yay.
Yeah.
So, give
Yeah,
me your
girl.
Cash App,
Should I have that?
and we will
Yes.
get you some money.
That's even better.
I'm
We're
gonna
doing
let her
two.
write her down. And then...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
I've got her. I got her.
And Go.
We like some Diana.
I'm freaking pumped. Hang on.
This is the only reason she's in here.
Yeah. They had to convince me.
I even tried to give her candy. She wouldn't take it. Oh, Christy M.
Christy.
Oh, and Christy M., you are the next winner.
Big winner. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner. Got her. All right. Again, Diana, Christy, you can email us at dna.truecrime@gmail.com. Message us on Facebook. Give us your cash tag or let us know how you want to get your money. I think we know these people. We can meet you in person if you want to and give it to you. I'm just kidding.
Get paid, girl.
So just let us know how you want your money and we'll get it over to you. Cool. All right. Now, Juan, you good?
Yeah, I didn't know if you had to switch it back or not.
Oh, you can. It's not a big deal.
Man, we only have one more winner after this.
We only have one more winner. That was 4.
All right.
Yeah, we're rolling through the
So,
money.
yay, thank you guys. You're welcome. Hey, thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching.
Yeah. And all the support.
Yeah, all the support, because I believe it was your son. He was like, you got a new fan. And you like binge watched all of our episodes
Hmm.
and everything. So,
Thank you. She loves us.
We
It's a lot
love
of-
her.
We do love her. All right. So Juan has been avoiding the cops because of KK's assault. So they're trying to find him, but they can't find him. On March 20th, the cops went to his mom's house and his sister's houses, but he wasn't at any of them. So they put a bolo out on that truck, and they got a call from the Department of Homeland Security telling them that that truck crossed over into Mexico on March 22nd. Now that's 1,000 miles away from them in Colorado. They find out that he has a new phone, so they put a trace on it, and they find out he's in a small town just over the border of Texas. But the phone doesn't really move. It kind of just stays in that spot. It is making calls though, because you'll learn Juan doesn't shut up. He never does. He was calling everyone and their dogs, saying that he did something bad, and he was trying to get people to wire him money, saying he was going to have to probably sell his truck. Womp womp. Sorry,
nice
Juan.
truck.
Not the truck. Police got a hold of one of the people that he had been communicating with and flipped them over to the dark side. I mean, their side.
Oh, God.
They gave
Nice.
they gave her some money. They were like, "Here, tell him you'll send him this money." So they gave it to her, and she wired it to him, and he went and picked it up. But all that really does is verify that he was in the area they already knew he was in. So I didn't understand that, but I guess verification is verification.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a call from Juan's old boss. Now, Juan had been fired for stealing from him I know. You're shocked. Me too.
After the taser one? I thought you learned.
No.
I mean, come on. You got kicked out of the Explorers.
The Explorers?
Yes.
One.
Bro, reevaluate your life. Choices have been made. Now, since he had been stealing from his boss and his boss found out and fired him, I guess he still was pissed off about it because when he called the cops, he's like, I can help you.
Why? Because he got caught?
Who? No, I'm talking about the boss.
The boss is still pissed.
The boss was still pissed.
You. Well, I don't blame him.
So the boss is like, let me tell you what I'll do. I can call Juan and I can offer him a really good job, but I can tell him that he has to come back to Longmont to work. And maybe that'll get him to come back into the States. So the cops are like, bro, do it.
Yeah, boss man set him. I wonder what he
Set him
took.
up. I don't know. I have
Juan,
no idea.
What'd you take?
He must have been a lot. Maybe he did it for a long period of time and didn't get caught.
Maybe.
Either way, it rubbed that guy the wrong way. Or maybe he just don't like a thief. There is that.
Also true.
So that's what he did. He called him up. He's like, hey, got this job, but it's here. Can you come here? And Juan's like, you're damn straight I can, because he needs money. Remember?
Money.
So on March 27th, the phone moved. And it moved right back across the border at Eagle Pass, Texas. Now, when Juan went through Border Patrol there, they asked him why he was in Mexico. And he told them that he went to his grandma's funeral. So they keep asking questions. They asked him, when did she die? Where is she buried? Things like that. Well, I guess Juan hadn't thought that far ahead. I guess he thought they would just leave it at he's been at the funeral. And I guess he's also not a quick thinker because he couldn't come up with answers. So they ran his name. Yeah, red flag. They run his name and they find that warrant out on him for that assault case.
Well, what about Rita?
Yeah.
So at this point, they have nothing to say that Rita's not alive. They have nothing showing that she's even been hurt. They just know that she's missing and she was last seen talking to Juan. So they can't do anything with him. So they're using the KK's arrest to get him back here to talk to him about Rita. Now, he was arrested 9 days after Rita was last seen. So they're still searching for her. It's an active, ongoing, very fresh investigation. Hell, her ex, David, was even trying to get Dateline to cover Rita's disappearance for their Missing in America series. So like everybody's doing everything. When he was arrested at the border, this is the part that got me. The Texas official told him that the warrant was for sexual assault. And Juan said, that's the only warrant? That's it? Just sex assault? Sweet. Let's get this over and done so I can get my bond and get it posted.
He's so
Dumbass.
There was even a hand clap in there. He's like, sweet. Let's go. 100%.
easy.
100%.
Oh my gosh.
I told you he's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now they come from Colorado down to Texas to get David, and they have his truck towed back because that's what they want. They know Rita's been in that truck because of her phone data. So that's where they're going to get their evidence, right? He's already taken showers, hopefully, and all this stuff. I mean, I don't mean it like to wash away evidence, but it's been 9 days, Juan. You've been cross borders and drove 1,000 miles.
Nasty.
You need a shower.
I mean, damn.
I mean, ugh. And they said, I'm not going to lie, when Detective Cody was talking about having to ride back from Texas to Colorado with Juan in the back seat, he said it was the worst drive he's ever had because Juan wouldn't shut up. I mean, he wouldn't talk about Rita, but he would not stop talking about the seatbelt and how it felt. And he couldn't wait to get this and that and blah. I mean, just the whole ride home. And they just wanted to shake him and be like, where's Rita?
Yeah.
But they can't. They can't do anything.
The seatbelt. Weird thing to be picky about.
Yeah, he's dumb.
Yeah.
Now, the truck had been cleaned multiple times in this time frame. There were several people that said he was a very messy person, but when they got this truck, it was almost spotless. So they know that he's been in there. But they did manage to find a stain on the passenger seat. And DNA testing was done, but back then it could only show that there were multiple contributors, and that was it. So they're able to prove, though, that Juan's DNA was the match to KK's rape kit. So they know that he's the one who assaulted her. So they just have to go with that. But remember, he ran around telling everybody that their sex that they had was consensual. So KK is still getting messages from anonymous people threatening to hunt down now her family. And they're calling her a slut and all kinds of stuff. So this is going to be an uphill battle because all they know is that Juan's DNA was on her.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to prove how it got there. So,
okay.
Yeah. Now she had moved to another town at this point to try to get away from all the people that were messing with her. But the internet is everywhere, so she's still getting attacked. And Juan did go on trial in 2019 for the assault on KK. They showed the surveillance footage from the house party, and they say that he unplugged her phone so quickly after she plugged it in so that it wouldn't charge, so that she couldn't call for help. Like it was all part of the plan. He'd planned this out. And we'll skip the details because we've already heard KK's version of events. That's what I told you was straight from KK.
Yeah.
And we'll go straight to that they found him guilty of sexual assault involving submission against will with serious bodily injury, sexual assault on a physical helpless victim with serious bodily injury, sexual assault involving submission against will with force and threats, sexual assault on a physically helpless victim, attempted second-degree murder, and 2 counts of first-degree assault. And Juan was sentenced to 93 years.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
So it was like 48 for the sexual assault charges, 25, and then I think 10 or 20 on the last one. Now, a lot of them run concurrent, but when you take the ones that are running consecutive, it ends up at 93 years.
Oh, wow.
They got his ass.
Yeah, they did.
I love to see that. I like them big numbers. Because just think about what he did. That's,
Yeah.
ugh. Now, the judge called him a sexually violent predator. Exactly.
Yeah.
A psychosexual evaluation had shown that he had numerous psychopathic traits and was a high-risk sex offender. So that's why his sentence was so high.
Mm-hmm.
But Juan's lawyer, gotta love a defense lawyer, right? He said, the prison system is not something that does anything more than warehouse and cage, and in the prosecutor's own words, contain. I don't think that's something that's going to be productive. He believes that seeing the light at the end of the tunnel was the only way to incentivize Juan to seek treatment. Sure, bro. Because in my personal opinion, there is no rehabilitation for some people, and he fits in that category.
Yeah.
I don't think you can reprogram his brain.
Mm-mm.
I think it's done. Same with, anyways, I'll stop talking. Now, within a few hours, KK was at a restaurant with friends and family because her attacker is now gone for good. She can breathe. She can go out in public. And she got another death threat through Facebook Messenger while she was at dinner. The next day, she moved out of state. So she had to take herself out of the equation because there's still people that back Juan, even though all this is done.
Yeah.
And she's got to move. The victim has to be the one. That just makes me sick. Well, Juan wasn't, like I said, he wasn't talking to the cops. He was talking to other inmates because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like 7 inmates came forward and said, this guy will not shut up. They said that he confessed to strangling the missing woman. So he's talking about Rita, that she called him a weirdo and he punched her, knocking her out and then strangled her. He said that he burned his clothes at his sister's house in her fireplace, and that the only way they would find her body is if they inserted a probe into his brain. We should probably try that. Go ahead and let him try that. We'll see if it works.
Literally.
So what did they do? Well, they got a court order to allow them to wiretap Juan in the prison, in jail. And
Okay.
sure enough,
Juan.
yeah, and sure enough, he kept talking, just proving that all the stuff that the informant said was true. So these guys all come forward and they're like, he said this, this, and this. And then on the wiretap, he says this, this, and this. So they know that it came straight from Juan.
Wow.
Yeah. By now, we are in 2021. This is 3 years after Rita's disappearance. DNA is making leaps and bounds by the day. So they have that DNA from his truck retested. They are now able to say that one of those multiple contributors was Rita, putting her in his truck. So they've got that. And then they have the surveillance footage. They have the phone data along with the wiretap recordings where he's basically confessing and inmate testimonies saying he's admitting he's done it. So even without a body, they decide to take their chances and indict Juan for her murder. And Juan, yeah, it's really hard to do a no-body murder trial because you really need to be able to prove that person's dead before you try somebody for their murder. But this all adds up to she's gone. I mean, it's what else is it?
Yeah.
After 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. But Juan was pretty confident that he had this in the bag.
They always are.
Juan.
I'll tell you what. You goof.
So let's go ahead and stop right here before we finish this because I don't want to stop it as I start telling what happens next. Right. And we'll go ahead and draw our last winner of the night.
All right, this is our last winner for tonight.
$50 is $50, y'all.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
Let's spin that wheel.
I'm ready.
I guarantee you later she's just going to be over there putting random things on a wheel and spinning it.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, snaps.
Teresa A.
Teresa
A.
Winner.
You are our 5th and final winner.
Yeah, you are. Got her.
We put that on here.
Fantastic. Congratulations, everybody. Darren's putting them all in the chat, so I won't say them all again. But as we have said, please make sure to email us at dna.truecrime@gmail.com. You can message us on any of our platforms. We'll get it.
Yeah, you can message us on Facebook, TikTok, any of those. I mean, any of those. You can send us a message and I will just send us your Cash App or...
You can go to Cash App and request money from us, can't you? You can even do that.
I think you can, yeah.
I think you can.
I'm
if
pretty
you
sure
can,
you
it's $sign MWTM pod. So if you want to do it that way, be like, give me my money, punk. And we'll give it to you. My grandmama gave me that chain.
And again, thank you to My Laundry Solutions.
My Laundry Solutions.
For, providing us with this opportunity to do this drawing.
Yes.
And, if it wasn't for them, they're a big part of our podcast.
They are.
Along with our subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it wasn't for them, they we wouldn't be doing this drawing right now.
Yeah.
And it was actually their idea. They emailed us and they was just like, hey, let's do something for St. Patty's Day. I was like,
let's give back to the people.
Let's do it. Yeah. So,
and we've done a drawing before, so pay attention to us, people. We like to give things away.
Sometimes we do drawings, we ask questions, and we'll give you like a month or whatever to kind of come up with the answer. And basically, we just first person that comes up with it and everything. It's one of them type of deals, but
because I like trivia.
Yeah,
I like wheels.
Yeah. Colorful ones with all the primary colors. All right. Now, they've got Juan. They're going to trial, but they don't make it to trial. A couple of weeks before trial is set to start, Juan's attorney called the DA wanting to talk. Juan wanted a deal. So the DA said that they wanted 2 things, or he could take take chances with the jury. They wanted a written confession, and they wanted the location of her body. That is all her family has wanted this whole time. Just tell us where she is. And they wouldn't take anything less than that. They're like, if he says no to anything, we're done. We'll go to trial. I don't care. And he could fuck right off.
Yeah.
Now, 2 days later, the DA got an email, and all it said was, I, Juan Figueroa, killed Rita Gutierrez. And it had GPS coordinates.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not coordinates. Sorry. Oh my
gosh. He gave them the damn coordinates.
And did it actually take them to it?
Well, on April 28th of 2022, they went to that location. But, GPS coordinates can get you pretty close.
Yeah.
But when you're in an area like where they were sent, it was very difficult. This has rough terrain, cattails up over your head. Like it was thick out there. A group of people spread out, and it would be, I think it was between 45 minutes to an hour that the prosecutor, Michelle Sedano, yelled out. She had found bones under a thicket of cattails, and it was Rita. Now, Juan confessed that he offered her a ride home and she said yes. I highly doubt that. I bet she said no. They were walking to his truck and Rita stopped looking at him and said, "You're a weirdo." So I'm pretty sure what actually happened was he's like, "You want to ride?" And she's like, "No, weirdo, get out of my face." And that's when he got mad. Either way, he got mad and punched her with his right hand. She fell to the ground, hitting her head on the concrete. He put her in the truck and was still really mad. So he choked her for about 5 minutes. And then he drove around trying to figure out what to do with her. He saw her phone and he tried to disable it, but he accidentally called 911.
Oh my gosh.
What an idiot.
He's so dumb.
Yes, that phone call that came into 911 at 3:07 was Juan.
He's like, here, let me tell on myself.
Goodness, this man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He should have
Juan.
just quit back in the Explorer days.
Yeah. That should have been his first clue that he was not cut out for this. This is not his life. He said he did not sexually assault her, and the police can't really prove. I mean, she's been out in the elements for 3 years.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be able to prove that or not. But after what he did to KK, it's widely believed that he definitely did.
Yeah.
And I mean, he said he choked her for 5 minutes in the truck, but her phone data shows that she was stationary in that spot for over 20 minutes. So I guarantee you that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Now in court, he said that he had been drinking and doing cocaine for 12 hours that day and had gone out to sell drugs. He claims that he had been pulled over shortly before going to the bar for driving drunk, but the cop let him go. And he said, "Why didn't that cop arrest me that night? I wouldn't be here looking at murder charges."
It's the cop's fault.
Sir, you did what you did.
Pretty sure it's all your fault.
You would have done it again. I mean, he had already tried 4 months earlier and failed. And then he got Rita. So if he had failed with Rita too, he would have just done it again.
Yeah.
That's how these people work. Yeah, I said those people. He's one of those people.
Why didn't that cop arrest me? You're dumb.
Yeah, it's the cop's fault.
Shut up.
Why didn't they stop me from stealing that taser?
Yeah.
So the
Why didn't they
cops,
put you in jail then?
the cops say that there's no record of him getting pulled over that day. And even if they had, he had a warrant out for him for KK's assault. So first thing they do when they pull you over, even if they plan on letting you go, is run your name. Because if they do let you go and something like this happens, they're in trouble. So they always run the name and then they'll come back and be like, all right, slow it down or whatever they're doing. He would have definitely been arrested. He said he was insane that night and he quickly realized that what he did was wrong, but he didn't call the cops because he had rights, which included being presumed innocent until proven guilty. So it wasn't his job to call the cops and tell him he had just killed someone. It was the cop's job to find out that he killed somebody. This man. I can't even. Ugh. So his part of the plea deal was that he was convicted of second-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. His sentence is 48 years for the murder and 12 years for the kidnapping. And those will be served concurrent to that 93-year sentence that he's already serving. So
wow.
He did get time, but it's not added to what he's already got. It's going to run with it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Bye-bye, Juan.
Yeah, either way.
Juan gone.
Juan's gone. Yes. Rita's mom, Diane, said in court that he proved to be a murderous coward, that he confessed for his own selfish reasons, but she's going to believe that it was an answer to her prayers because Rita was found. And they got to have a memorial service for her.
That's good.
They asked Detective Cody to give the eulogy, and he did. Also, those years that the family was trying to get answers, they would go to the park, and there was this little tree that Diane was always drawn to. It was like this cute little tree with like kind of tangles. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Friends and family had started putting ribbons and things on that tree in Rita's memory. So they went to the city and they tried to adopt it in her name, but they wouldn't let them do it. It's like a public tree. They're like, we can't do that. So Super Deputy Cody suggested that they do a memorial bench at the park in her honor. He even helped the family start a GoFundMe, and they raised the $2,000 they needed for that bench.
Oh.
And the plaque on it says, In loving memory of Rita Gutierrez-Garcia, for the rest of our lives, we will search for moments full of you.
Yeah, Cody was there for them the whole way.
The entire time.
Yep.
He even brought her boys Christmas presents the first Christmas they had after she disappeared. They were 9, 13, and 18 when she disappeared. So he was trying to show them that, he's got their backs and that they weren't alone. And it worked. He had their backs the whole time. And that's Rita's case.
That's it, huh?
That's it. He gone. He gone forever.
All right.
Forever, ever. Juan.
You're ridiculous, sir.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody that joined us on the live video, and we'd like to congratulate all the winners. Again,
Good
it was
job.
Lisa Valdeeds, Diana Cox.
Whoa, full name.
You put it down as, well, she's on there. Diana Cox.
Sorry, Diana.
Well, no, she's actually on there, see.
Oh, with her full name.
Yeah, is her full name.
Okay, you good.
Diana Cox, and then Christy M. and Teresa A.
Yay.
So, all 5 of y'all are the winners. So,
You Cash App us right now and we can get it to you right now.
yeah, if you Cash App us now, we'll get you guys the money.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's all we have.
Thanks for sticking it out with us through the
And,
IT.
Yeah, I know. It's always brutal when you first start out and everything.
Pretty sure it was the first
And
15 minutes.
Again, thank you to My Laundry Solutions for doing this for us.
I'm waving it at the Facebook.
Yeah, waving at Facebook here and everything.
Who's been looking at the side of our faces for the last 30 minutes?
Especially me, I've been like,
Oh, I bet he has.
but
Can I just say that I can't see what the video screen is? Darren can, so he can make sure everything is good. And I don't go back and watch our videos because I don't need to see that my upper lip disappears when I talk. I already know that happens. But I had to check something. Somebody was like, will you check this right here? And I went to that time frame and I was talking about the corn rake murder and I was talking about how it was swung and Darren was in the corner going. I had no idea he was even doing that. I just keep telling the story and he's over there doing what Darren does.
It's pretty funny.
So I hope y'all are
Dad
entertained. Okay. Are we done with this? Are we wrapping it up?
Yeah, unless anybody's got questions. No questions, yeah. But yeah, so go ahead and let's close this out.
All right. If you like our content and want to contribute, we always accept likes, shares, and especially subscriptions. We do have Cash App and it's fixed. So you can find our cash tag at $MWTM pod. You want to do the buy me a coffee?
Yeah,
Can you say it like that? Wait, I want Haley to say it.
I don't know how Dad says
Radio voice. Buy me a coffee. Do it, Darren.
Do
We
it
also
quick.
have a buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/MWTM.
Now you.
We also have a buy me a coffee. Do you like that?
She
Was
went
it good?
all the way to New York for that accent. That's
Anyway,
great. Don't forget to tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell
Yes,
us.
go back to it. Yeah, and as always, don't forget to tell your friends. And until next time, guys, I'm Darren.
I'm Amy.
And Haley.
And Haley, she's here.
Now, be careful if you go out.
Yeah,
I love
but
you guys.
have lots of fun.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.